respecting each other's skills. In today's fast-paced world where the lines blur between home and work, recognizing and respecting each other's skills, that can be a tough one. Let's talk about the art of acknowledgement, and let's talk about bridging the gap between work and home. Then let's talk about creating a culture of mutual respect. Art of acknowledgement, because with us sometimes the line does get blurred between work and home,
Right.
just as far as our conversations. So what are some skills that, there's certain things that you do I could never do, and you are incredible at those.
Thank you.
And so I don't know, let's talk about that.
I think where those lines get blurred is if we have too many work conversations at home. We kind of have to give each other permission to say, and we're getting better at it because our studio is our life. It's kind of our baby, and sometimes it's hard not to talk about it at home. Our kids kind of call us out. It's one of those things that we have to be super hyper aware of, that we're not overly doing it so that it doesn't become all-consuming in our personal life.
Yes, here at work, here at the studio, there's skills. You are our main artist. You are our main office manager. But then when you go home, right now, you're an incredible cook.
You kind of have to practice that sometimes. I feel like last year all I did was like pre-prep stuff. But I love to be in the kitchen. And once I'm in the kitchen, I love to cook. And it's one of those things that if I have the time to do it, it's one of those skills that I like to really get creative. But you, on the other hand, are super aware of everybody's interactions with each other. So what I mean by that, I'm very blessed to have you. When I get to my frustrating point with the kids, you don't wait until I explode to say, okay, kiddos, it's time to go give mama a break. Let's go do something together and give her a break so she can kind of relax or do the things that she wants to do without us being here. Because sometimes separating that is one of those things that helps me to kind of breathe. And you are great at seeing that. I've heard some relationships where they're just like, my husband doesn't help me with anything. And I'm just like, no, mine does. I'm very blessed with that because we work as a team. We work together here at the studio. We also work together at home. And you're very aware of those moments when I need some relief.
Now, we've been married almost 24 years, and we're to the point that everything is second nature to us. To acknowledge, hey, this is what you're great at. And I think we have this incredible respect for each other because we acknowledge each other's strong points and weak points. And even here at the studio with employees, with one of our team members, Laura, she is incredible with systems, procedures, and I definitely have the heart and the brain of an artist. I'm just kind of all over the place, and she
reels you in.
She reels me in, and we have conversations that really helps. And each team member here at the studio, they have incredible skills, and that's one thing I think we really try to do is make sure that we do acknowledge those skills.
Well, and I think it comes into play that they feel like they're succeeding here. If we put them in positions and we really showcase what they're great at, they're going to have a passion for it. You know what I mean? And they're going to feel like they've been seen for doing a great job. And to me, they're going to feel successful. I feel successful when I'm doing what I love to do here in the office. And I feel successful when I'm doing what I love to do at home. So to have somebody else acknowledge that and respect that is just very powerful.
Totally agree. Well, and let me ask you, the next thing, bridging the gap between personal and professional here at the CEO. bridging that gap in skills. Like I said earlier, it's like second nature to us now.
Right.
But how did we struggle with that in the past, and how might other people struggle with that?
Trying to figure out what that answer is.
Like I say, it's second nature for us.
It is second nature to us. I think I've learned a lot of how to communicate with people here as far as our team members and stuff from a lot of the communication that we've had with each other and our kids. I mean, it's so funny because being Alex's wife, being your wife, it's almost like I'm mama here at the studio. So it's almost like our employees, even though we all are adults and we respect each other and things like that, it's like they come to mama and daddy. Just like at home, they come to mama and daddy. Our kids do the same thing. So bridging that learning process has been interesting to see how similar those conversations can be between the relationships we have at home versus the relationships we have here. So I've learned a lot both ways on how to communicate with each other at home versus the studio. Not to say the employees here are kids, but because they're not, it is interesting how we can kind of mesh those two together and learn from each other when it comes to certain situations and stuff.
Totally agree. So, well, that feeds right into creating a culture of mutual respect. Because that's one thing, I love how it looks here at the CEO now. Mm-hmm. And I love how that looks at home. I mean, our kids are 13 and 15. They're going to fuss and fight and argue. But they have a mutual respect for each other. And then here at the office, everyone here at the office has a mutual respect for each other. And it shows. We have a mutual respect and a mutual love for each other. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Is there anything that you want to talk about on that?
I think going back to home, it's interesting going through those toddler years where you're being that protective mom and you talk to them, but now conversations with our teenage kids are completely different. Our kids want to be heard. They want to know that they are being heard and their feelings are being met and things like that, but also that they're not disrespecting each other in any fashion. And we call each other out when we're being disrespectful toward each other. It doesn't happen very often, but if it is a major issue, we talk about it. And I think talking through those situations, to me, has helped understand our kids a whole lot better. Because I may disagree with them. No, you can't do this. You can't act that way. But when we have a proper conversation with them, I see their point of view and it's like, oh, well, I didn't think about that. I mean, they're human beings. They're not these little kids running around, running wild. Yeah, sometimes they are. But they're closer to being an adult than they are a little toddler now. So they have their point of views. And it kind of makes me think, oh, same way goes for employees here. I want to hear their point of view on that, which gives us a mutual respect for each other. Because if it's one-sided, right?
That's right.
It's not good. It's not healthy. It's got to be a mutual thing.
And, I mean, with our kids, we know each other's skills. But now that our kids are developing their own skills, we got to have total respect for those skills.
Absolutely.
And because the skills they develop, we will be able to have the opportunity to use them at some point. Mm-hmm. For example, I mean, Philip is 15. He has expressed interest in coming into the studio. He would be the third generation business owner, and he is going to bring a different set of skills that I bring. I brought a different set of skills than my dad that started the business. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool to personal and business because we all bring different sets of skills to the table.
And we always tell our employees, if there's a better way to do something that you're doing on a day-to-day basis outside of what they've been trained to do, come to us. Tell us.
Yeah.
If it's easier, better, more efficient, and it works for them, and you get the same great result in the end, Tell us about it, because how are we going to improve if we don't get other people's point of views? How are we going to do that? We may say, no, that's not going to work, but at least we give them an opportunity to come to us.
Yeah.
And we do the same thing with our kids. So,
Absolutely.
At home.
That was a great conversation on respecting each other's skills.
Yeah.
So looking forward to more.
Yep.